Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach Johnny here with Pamela. Today, we are doing a very special podcast on 22.1. Pamela actually just finished doing it, so it's going to be perfect. She's going to share all the tips and techniques you need from a gymnastics standpoint. And then Zach sent me, he's moving with his wife today. So he's not able to jump on, but he sent us a bunch of things to think about preparatory wise from a mobility and stability standpoint. So let's jump in. Pamela, how'd you do?
Hi.
Hi.
Um, well, I can't lie. These are like three of my favorite movements. It's all downhill after 22.1 for me, probably. Um, so I got 10 rounds plus one. It was not a wall walk workout for me like last year, where the double under and the wall walks really were a factor in it. For me, this came down to metabolic conditioning and box jumps. So I chose a pace. I think I'm really a good pacer. That's kind of like a good, a thing I do well. And then the last 2 minutes, I'm able to pick up the pace as much as possible. If you feel fresh on round one, pretend it's round 10 because it catches up fast. Like minute 5 and 6, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm just halfway through, you know? Um, so not even halfway through. It's a long workout. Like it felt long, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, the wall walks, I just really tried to breathe and stay super consistent in pressing through my shoulders and really not controlling the fall, but staying tight on the fall. So I didn't, obviously hurt my lower back. When I got to the dumbbell snatches, I really did not use my legs because they were pretty tired from the box jumps. So I unfortunately did kind of hinge at the hip and just do like a stiff-legged deadlift for every rep. So my lower back is taxed a little bit, but I wouldn't change that for me. If you have stronger legs, my legs are my weakest attribute. So if you have stronger legs, definitely get under, and use like your legs for that. The thing about the box jumps is that help me, and it's due to my ankle mobility and hip flexibility,
Mhm.
is staying super low. Like
Yep.
my butt literally was touching my heels. And that helped me so much just go fast, keep a pace, not really tax my hips. And I also tried to get the foot that was stepping down first. I tried to get to the very edge of the box so I didn't have to lift that leg and use that hip. It just kind of slid down after it landed. I think you
S-
can understand what I
So
mean by
you try to jump as far as you could across the box, right? That was kind
exactly.
of the goal. That's super smart. I thought it was interesting watching the announcement, and you kind of saw halfway through, like they realized, like, oh, if I stand up tall on the box, like this is really slowing me down. And you saw Daniel Brandon like kind of pick it up. So that's kind of some interesting things there. Any thoughts on the wall walks on how to make them more efficient
Yes.
for people?
Yes. So, now the standard is not your own shoulder height like it was last year. It's a standard, set inches from the wall. So I have gotten a few DMs like, hey, I'm only 5 feet tall. What can I do? So if you go on my Instagram at Pamela Gagnon, you'll see I push my hips towards the wall and then I take a giant step up. And that makes my body as long as possible in like a 45-degree hollow angle. So that allows me to be as long as possible, reach the line, and get high on the wall. I really, really want you to breathe on that because there's not a lot of breathing room in the snatches and box jumps. Those will tax you metabolically. So, those are my two cues. The tighter you are, the more you push through your shoulders, keeping your elbows really straight, the easier it is. You're going to labor less. To me, this was a super fun workout. Again, because I love the movements. I think 95% of the people were like eye rolling the wall walks again. And it's a great test of fitness. It
It
really
is.
is. You have to get to your hands to that line 10 inches from the wall. You really have to have open shoulders and a stacked body. So if you're frustrated because your hands can't get to the line, you're probably in an arch. And so your belly is blocking you and your thighs on the wall. So tuck that rib down and that will help a lot.
That's should have been working on your hollow position, right? That's your thing. The most important foundation of gymnastics is the hollow. If you've been working on it all year, you can stay tucked in that position and get to the wall. I did a workout this morning as well. I
Oh,
don't,
nice.
yeah, do not have quite your capacity, but I also agree it was very fun, and I am a quite a pacer. That's kind of my thing in workouts, and I think that I misjudged the pace I should have been going at.
Uh-huh.
I should have tried harder from the beginning. I was like, "Oh, I'll back pace it. When I get to the
Okay.
end, I'll really start hitting it." And then like halfway through, I was like, "Oh, I'm tired. Like
Yeah.
this is not fun anymore." And I should have pushed a little harder for me on the front end. Uh,
That's a good cue. So how did you do?
I got 8.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Good for
but
you.
this is if there's any workout for me, like you, I like breathing heavy, and I like things that aren't heavy, and I like things gymnastic skills that aren't high skill.
Yeah.
Require good mobility, good strength, but not high skill. So this is a good workout for me. But
So back to like the pacing, this is kind of
yeah,
how I went at an output about 80% that first round. Like and then I looked at the clock. That was the only time I looked at the clock until I got to about the 12-minute mark. I don't like looking at the clock. I like finding a rhythm in my body and just keeping that rhythm. To me, working out and pacing is very rhythmic. So I did purposely say, okay, I was about a minute. I think the first round I was about a minute 10. And I knew I would go about 10 seconds after, I'd be about a minute 20 ish, minute 30. So, yeah, that's kind of how I paced, where, like you said, so you backed off so much that you were like, oh, I wasted some stuff, some
yeah.
energy in the front
I
end.
I get real nerdy with it, so I put a heart rate monitor on and
Yeah.
then throw it up on a screen, and I'm trying to stay in my, like, zone 2, zone 3, like, is for as long as possible, and I should have pushed like, I stayed in the zone like, the zone 2 heart rate for way, way too long, like, I should have just
Yeah.
gone out and been like, "You know what? I'm gonna get to kinda that threshold and hold on to it," because you just get tired, and you're like, "Alright, I'm too fatigued to make
Yeah.
a push now," so, uh
I'm trying to see. Hold on, I'm looking at my Whoop. Let me see my heart rate. So I think it was my max heart rate got to 169 on that workout. Um, so that's
that
where I was.
That's awesome. Mine did not, and for anybody that listens to this, that is probably Pamela's like lactic threshold, like right at that level, and she's able to hold that for 15 minutes. You should do the same thing. Like, don't go too slow. Don't stay in your what we call aerobic threshold. You need to put out more power output than that in order to do well in the workout. Yeah, don't be afraid to get your heart rate up to 169. That's pretty high
Yeah,
for
my Whoop said you spent 12 minutes at the 80 to 90% of your max heart rate. So
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like I was gasping for air at the end, when that 15-minute mark ended. Um, but I was really glad. Like every open workout, sh- I want to be left like that because I have no regrets. That's as hard as like I rarely look back and be like, oh, I really should have not put down the dumbbell, or I really should have like I think just based on my gymnastics background, it's like one and done. You
Yeah.
get one time to do that beam routine. You fall, and so I am kind of a game day gamer just based on my, 20 years of competing in gymnastics or whatever, 15 years. So yeah, I've like no regrets, put it out as best I could and just,
That's
yeah, I'm doing this really for fun now. I have
yeah,
no competition goals whatsoever. I just love the community and the camaraderie of the open. It's so fun. And every year I'm like, why do I do this to myself? And then I finish the workout. I'm like, that's why. All the hugs, the cheering.
yeah.
I did it last night late because I have to leave go on the road today. And I had like gym members stay at 8 o'clock at night cheering me on. And my judge, he stayed. And dude, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
and
love.
that's what it's really all about, right? Like, I mean, it's the energy of the whole open, and it's not the it really, the workout, who cares? But it's all that. Like it's so
Yeah.
cool. It's so
Like
fun to be around
like,
it.
if you haven't signed up, I encourage you to just experience it, because I don't know why I will never push myself as hard as I will in a regular workout than I do in open workouts. And two, the sense of community is really, I think, why most of us are here, and it brings out the best in all of us.
Sure does, man. That's awesome. So from a prep standpoint, did you do anything specifically to get ready for the workout?
Yes, I did. I prepped my hips a ton. A lot of hip opener prepping and ankle mobility. So those were the two things. My shoulders
Nice.
are always pretty mobile. So if they're not, I on my Instagram, no, I don't think I put it on that one, but on Mayhem, on their YouTube channel, I put a prep on that for shoulders as well too. So go to CrossFit Mayhem's YouTube channel as well. That will help a lot.
So, yeah, Zach posted a couple good ones too on the Performance Plus
Ah,
Instagram on Barbell Physio too, of just ways to get your shoulders open. And then I think that's one that we didn't address initially because I think without doing the workout first, you didn't know that. But the hips and ankles too were something that he added in a text to me. Like, make sure you're getting your dorsiflexion open, making sure your hip flexors are ready to kind of get in that deep squat position, and you're ready to hang out there for a while. Because if you do the workout fast and with the tip that you gave about jumping all the way across the box and staying low, it's gonna blow up. So,
yep,
uh,
definitely.
well, cool. That's so it was super fun. You loved it. Was this like one of your favorite workouts of all time?
I honestly, it was close to it. I think the double under wall walk was better for me. Um, because the wall walks really, played a more important, like a more in-depth role. Three, for me, I was like, oh, that wasn't enough rest, because that's my rest station. So I was like, oh, I wish it was five.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way. Because three, you're done so fast. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to stop
I
moving.
was like,
That's
no, I don't want to go pick up that dumbbell. I just want to stay on the wall, my comfort zone.
I I think we all hope to get to that level, Pamela, where
Oh,
we can all rest when we're doing wall walks for
just
that's
wait
awesome.
till like the heavy squat cleans
Yeah,
come, and then I'll be crying.
I know. I know. I can't wait for next week when we find that out. So,
Yep.
anything else you want to add around this workout, around prep tips, anything like that for
No,
people?
just check out our Instagram channels, Pamela Gagnon, the Barbell Physio, and Performance Plus program. We have lots of different tips on each one.
And if your shoulders or thoracic spine don't allow you to get into a wall walk very well, or you have a hard time with it, it's probably an indicator you want to work on it. And you want to check out some of the programs we have: thoracic spine mobility, overhead mobility, ankle mobility, all those things for the off season. So next year, when wall walks are programmed again,
Yes.
you can get into those positions. So. Uh,
Awesome. Go have fun, guys.
yeah, enjoy it and let us know how you did. Like, we want to hear, all the results from everybody in our community. So hit us up. Let us know. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.